bombs there.
Ace! Moose! Come on, let's fight this battle! Oh! Finally I get to meet a real man!
Way to go, Ivysaur! You can do it, Squirtle! Up the butt, Charizard!
It's small, as usual. Tacoon's is a lot bigger, Pyon.
To protect the world from devastation. There are some things in this world better off not knowing.
Yakuretsu! Ha! 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 Ya! Hosenka! Ikimasu! Psycho Boru! Psycho Boru!
Okay, how do you feel about the Resident Evil control schemes?
I don't think that games should ever change control schemes unless, like, you really need to.
But like, on the one hand, the older Resident Evil games were like tanks, basically, and not only that, you had these fixed camera angles that, you know, you'd go across the corner of one room and all of a sudden, bam, it's another camera angle, and the whole time it's like the most sluggish thing ever. And
yeah,
then,
so I don't think improvements like that, you know, it's like, if you can change things like that, that's good. I don't know. I don't like the idea of changing the actual controls because it gets confusing.
okay, how about this? Do you wish that you could shoot and move in Resident Evil?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Of all the Resident Evil protagonists, who is your favorite?
Definitely Leon. I mean, okay, this is me being a girl here, but I think Leon is super cute and I'd have him rescue me any day. And I'm not just saying that because I'm dressed up as Ashley.
Speaking of which, how do you feel about Ashley Graham as a character?
I think that she should have been a little more, a little less helpless, I'll put it that way. Like, I would have loved to see Ashley, you know, just do something a little more useful for the game. Like, when I first did my cosplay, I had this, like, little orange gun. I know it's silly, but it kind of matched my outfit, and I was like, you know what? Ashley should help Leon take care of some of those lost plagas, you know, just be like...
But you did get to play as her, you know, for a short portion of the game.
Yeah, but I think it would be more cool if she was, I don't know, a little less like, Leon, help me, and a little more like, let's kick some ass, Leon.
Can you talk a bit about your costume?
Okay, well, I first decided I wanted to do this because I went through this, you know, I go through these different phases where I'm like super obsessed with a certain game. Right now it's Street Fighter 4, but when I had my Resident Evil 4 phase, I was like, you know what, I really want to dress as Ashley. I did her voice in a couple of projects, it was so much fun. So I ordered this wig from Cosworks, and I made the bracelet myself because, you know, I paid attention to detail and I wanted it to be authentic, so I tried to make it as close to her bracelet as I could. The sweater I already had, just tied it around. The top I got off eBay. This was actually the hardest thing to find of the whole costume. I mean, like, I don't know, it's really hard to find an orange sweater that looks like this for some reason. The belt I got at the mall, and it was on sale. I was very happy about that, as was the skirt. I mean, to be honest, I never really thought I could find a skirt that looks so similar to the one she wears, but they had it at Hot Topic on clearance. I modified it a little bit, but not too much. And the boots I found on sale at a shoe store, which I was really happy about. I mean, they're not completely accurate to her actual boots, but it's close enough, and I don't know, I'm really happy with the way the costume came out overall. Like, I don't know. It's one of the few costumes that instead of ordering whole, I actually got to like find the pieces and put it together.
So what other characters have you cosplayed as?
So many. The very first one I did when I was in high school was Kagome from Inuyasha. I actually used to use the name Kagome online because I was a big Inuyasha tard, but... And then I was a Naru tard, and I did Sakura, and a Bleach tard, and I did Yachiru, and I did, you know, I'm obviously a big fan of Haruhi Suzumiya, so I cosplayed her, as well as Konata from Lucky Star, Misa Misa from Death Note. The most recent one I did, oh, of course I did Princess Peach. You know, that's a cosplay everybody knows me for, and I'm a big Phoenix Wright fan, so I did Maya from Phoenix Wright. And the most recent one I did was for the Street Fighter Art Gallery. In 2 hours, I put together a female Sagat cosplay. So.
Okay, that's where I noticed you, because on one hand, Sagat's one of my favorite characters, but on the other hand, seeing Sagat as a female made very confusing, conflicting things inside my mind.
It's mind games. It's like, you know, for whoever watched Naruto back in the day and he does the sexy no jutsu and he turns into a girl, you're like, what? I don't know what to make of this. It's still a guy, right? But it's, you know? So I decided to just mess with everyone and do a female Sagat.
Now, you've also been getting into fighting games, right?
Oh yes, I've always been, you know, everyone has their genre of games that they really, really like, and it's always been fighting games for me.
Which ones do you usually play?
Well, I started with Soul Calibur 2. That was like the first game I got super into, and I used to be one of the best among all my friends, which was pretty cool. And people argue over whether or not Smash can be considered a fighting game, but I will just say that I've played Smash competitively for a while now. I play both Melee and Brawl, although I prefer Melee. I obviously play Street Fighter, 3 and 4 mostly, a little bit of 2, but I'm not so good with 2. I play Capcom vs. SNK, different Tekkens. I'm trying to get into King of Fighters. I started playing Multi-Blood recently, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
So now that you're a fighting gamer, which tournament scenes do you frequent?
Definitely. I've been in the Smash tournament scene for about a year, not quite, but almost. I probably attend tournaments like every weekend, and I've gotten to know everyone in the community. It's pretty cool. I mean, like any community, you meet good people and bad people, but I've made a lot of friends, and I've learned a lot, you know, improved my gameplay by constantly playing people who are better than me, and that can be really annoying to always play people who are so much better than you, but at the same time you're like, okay, I'm getting punished for doing this, why, and what can I do to fix it? And then recently I started going to Arcade Infinity, where
Nice.
I was hanging out with the Street Fighter community, and, you know, I'm still getting to know everyone there and working on my gameplay, and, you know, it's really intimidating to go there because that's where some of the best players go, you know, the pro Street Fighter players who everyone knows, and like, you know, I go up there and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get perfected and this and that, but they're like, hey, cool, you play Geef, here's some advice, you know, do this and this when he's doing this. I'm like, okay, cool, and then I have a couple trainers that I work with in each game that I play competitively, and, you know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you could place higher than Ted does at the next Street Fighter tournament. Where could we expect to find you if we want to, you know, challenge you at a tournament or something?
Oh, well, definitely if you go to allisbrawl.com, my username there is Rina-chan. I like to describe it as kind of a Facebook for Smashers, and you can see, you know, what tournaments I'm going to.
Any particular people you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I'm sure that Kerbifer will be watching this since he was the one who animated Brawl Taunts with me, well, the first 2, and then he helped out a bit on the 3rd, so hi Kerbifer. I don't know who else will be watching this. Anyone from the Smash tournament scene? Love you guys. I love SoCal. Everyone from Newgrounds, even if you're one of my haters from Newgrounds, like, cool, just, you know, make your hate mails funny when you send them to me, and it's all good.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Rated M. I'd like to thank Rina-chan for taking some time off to like hang out with us and, you know, just being an all-around cool person. So yeah, until next time.
Okay, so I just wanted to point out, we're at Cerritos College right now, and I really like everyone's choice of graffiti. Specifically, there's a chain chomp over here. I mean, you can't get much cooler than that, right? And it looks like it's supposed to be a very crudely drawn Mario, although it's hard to say. Someone wrote World of Warcraft. Where was that? Yep. I actually don't play WoW because I don't want to get addicted, but I have a lot of friends who do. Someone drew a cell phone. That's so random.
Yeah, Cerritos College is pretty hardcore like that.